History of hair cutting. Sectioning. Section is like the roadmap which gets you through your haircut from A to Z. If you choose the correct sections for your technique, you will get through your haircut very easily and smoothly, and it will really feel like a pleasure to cut your client's hair. If you use the incorrect sections to achieve your look, you will still get the end result that you want to achieve, but it will somehow feel like it's been a bit of a struggle. Sometimes you'll get lost in the middle of the haircut, and you'll just really feel like it was hard work to get through the haircut. The correct sections for the correct job is actually going to make your work in the salon quicker and more efficient, because you will not have to go back and recut things 2 or 3 times over. In the SR Education Comprehensive Cutting Program, the majority of our sections do actually mirror our cutting line. There are some exceptions, such as the back of a square line, and that's when we do not mirror our sections with our cutting line. But the rest of our techniques, we do mirror our sections and our cutting angles. The 3 main sections are vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. Let's first talk about vertical. Vertical sections tend to remove the most weight. Therefore, vertical sections are used the most with layering, because layering is a technique that removes the most weight. They naturally go hand in hand together. Of course, you can still layer with more horizontal sections, but again, it would be a struggle. It's harder to get it right, and it just seems a lot more difficult. I'm all about trying to get you to cut hair more efficiently, cleanly, and quickly in the salon and in your appointment time. We want to get you through that haircut as efficiently as possible. So vertical sections lend themselves to layering, and we use them to remove weight. Horizontal sections keep or build weight, and they are often used the most with a line technique. A line technique is our heaviest technique that we use, and therefore it makes sense to have a horizontal section work with our heaviest technique. So horizontal sections work the most with our line technique. This is because each section just lays on the top of the previous one and allows us to keep that weight and that heaviness in our technique. Diagonal sections. A diagonal section is so important in hair cutting. These are the sections that actually do stuff. I always refer to them as the magic section, and they create a really great directional push within your haircut. The hair is pushed in the direction of the section, so by using a diagonal section, you can either push hair backwards off the face, or you can push hair forwards onto the face. Horizontal diagonal sections are going to give a heavier or a lower looking graduation. Vertical diagonal sections is going to give you a lighter, higher graduation. So really take a look at your graduations. If you are having any problems, maybe your graduations are always just too low and too heavy, take a look at your sections. Maybe you need to make a bit more of a vertical diagonal section rather than a horizontal diagonal section. If, on the other hand, your graduations are always too high, you need to think about doing the opposite with your sections. Make your sections a bit more horizontal diagonal. We have 2 haircuts in the program that illustrate these different sectioning patterns very, very well. S1 is a good example of using a more horizontal diagonal section, and that's going to give you a heavier outcome. S2 gives you a really good example of using a more vertical diagonal section, and that's going to give you a lighter, higher outcome. Remember, your sectioning patterns are so important, and they are absolutely your roadmap to get through the haircut from the beginning to the end as quickly, efficiently, and easily as you possibly can.